Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. He's with me again, the one and only.
Yes. Yes.
With his new fancy background that he just made while I was uploading one of my other shows on Good Pods, which, by the way, thank you everybody on Good Pods. Get it to more people. I like beating out a bunch of people. It makes me feel good when, well, no offense to the world, I am nothing compared to some of them. You can't touch this.
Stop. Hammer time.
And this is when Justin comes back with something pithy like, who the hell would actually want to touch that? Because, it's Monday, I think. I think it's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah. It's Monday. But actually, I mean, mine is two matches, I'd say, for, well, I'm talking
I don't
about.
really have any complaint.
I'm talking about in your house. I'm just talking. Okay. We're talking on the first one when we're going in. Yeah, the order of the shows. I mean, there was. Yeah. I mean, there were matches that were better than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
And in your house, a lot of it was quite obvious and predictable, but you understand.
Yeah.
Why they did and that actually follows across both in your house and Hell in a Cell. You're like, but I know why you did it. Like,
I'm not a fan of Chew. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. I mean, don't worry. We're going to go through each match and we're going to give everyone their due fair, either praise or ridicule. Because there was actually like glimmers of hope throughout the night. There was just some stuff where you're just sitting there watching going,
I mean, besides the fact that my wife was asking a few questions and just my constant response was, I don't know, ask the old man. Especially the Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, don't worry. Thank God we didn't open up the show with a shot of just their asses this time. So hey, that's how the hell do you have Gigi Dolan, JC Jane in bikinis, and the opening shot of Spring Breakin' is those two guys' asses? Like,
yeah,
something is wrong there.
Which speaking
with the demos, the demographic they're shooting for.
Speaking of the lovely Gigi, happy belated birthday.
Yeah, don't worry, I shot her one over on the Wrestling Ski Twitter page. Ooh. And then I did not feel like going through and finding it on Facebook. Actually, honestly, I'm pretty sure I was either watching something back that I missed from the weekend and just didn't even have a thought to go on Facebook. But happy birthday. God bless you. But start off, Tony D, stacks and two dimes. I mean, you could tell who came up.
I did not expect.
You could tell who came up with those names. You could tell that stacks and two dimes, and you're sitting there going, could you give me something better? Stereotypical, just bad names. But I can't believe it could have been. I know.
Their stable could have been 4 quarters for $1.
Hey, I don't think they've actually ever technically named it yet. They're just
yeah.
So don't worry. It will probably get really dumb. And I didn't
expect that ending.
And it was, I mean, the match was only decent. It was very, very sketchy at times. You're just watching things going, there was a lot of that in that match. I think they had more of that than anyone else did. And again, it's not Tony D's wrestling. It's just the character and the cheapness of it all. And they screwed themselves so hard, I think, because they built Legado up so much.
Yeah.
So Tony D thing just started. Oh, I know how it's going to end, but they could have had them join Legado. Like they turn on Legado. Suddenly, I mean, each team finds one more person. They have a War Games. Loser leaves town. Legado loses, goes up to the main roster. Tony D gets his street cred back for beating him. Boom. The story told itself, and they found a way to how is it going to make? But we know they're going to turn on him.
I just think
they're going to turn on him and just leave, and there's not going.
I just think LDF can sell the loss and having to work for Tony D more than what Tony D would be able to sell to LDF.
But
and I thought about them like, okay, You know, when at first I'm like, wow, LDF lost. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Let's look at that as.
And look at how Escobar sold it immediately.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what, as soon as he had that look on his face, I'm like, okay, they're going to be able to sell it a lot more.
Yeah, but it's just, how are they going to do it now? Like you kind of just, there's a million ways to sell it off.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to last long though.
Still though, I mean, they had so many ways they could have made this so good and transition to get more talent on the main roster, because holy God, did they need it. Yeah. Just throwing it out there for anyone that didn't notice, SmackDown had one matchup. One. There's so much talent on the roster on that show and stuff actually going on that means anything. The only thing that mattered on the entire show was Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin. That should tell you, Houston, there's a problem.
Exactly.
When they're putting tag title matches, Intercontinental matches on SmackDown and stuff, and not anything, because they need to save something that's actually good to make people maybe tune in and watch the thing. Because that thing sucked. I get, but again, I do understand. Back on topic there, don't worry, we'll get to that. I do get why they had them do it though. It's just one of those. I was going, please. And the selling was great. And I was just, and I'm just, my problem isn't even that. I mean, look how dumb they made Cameron Grimes with LA Knight at the time. Like, what do you think that they're gonna just? It's gonna be so, the level of dumb that's about to come out of this for Legado. Like, it's gonna be dumb.
Yeah.
Like, look how dumb that was. Cutting grass was like that's just
gonna get NXT. Half of NXT is gonna be vignettes of just that.
And it's literally like, and you have so now you're gonna have the big white Don Godfather. What are you gonna do? You're gonna have the 3 Hispanic guys running around cutting his grass and doing his laundry and all of that for him. Yeah, because that doesn't sound like the worst time in the world's history to probably do a story like that as well. You know,
don't forget. Well, I guess no, not if we're in the fall time, they'd be raking leaves, but just throwing it out there.
Saying, because look what they did with Grimes and him. You know, they're going to be doing some of the same stuff, just turned up to 1 million because there's 3 of them.
Oh yeah,
like it's going to be so dumb.
So the rehash syndrome.
This time there's 3 of them.
Yeah,
I'm using the amount of intelligence that the people that write this stuff use. There's 3 of them. Like, sir, you're holding up 2 fingers. No, I'm not, pal. Okay, but good on you. That there was, and then, I mean, I get it. It's going to lead to something good at the end for a payoff. I just think they should have done it the other way.
War Games is what, August?
I think so. And the worst, but you know what the worst thing is, though? They're going to build up Legado to make the split to go and do something like that so they can go up to the main roster, and then they're going to kill him anyway. It's all they know how to do. Don't worry, I'm sorry. They'll take 2 of them to the main roster, and then they'll turn some other guy into Giovanni Vici just because he was the one that was carrying the matches for Imperium there the last couple months anyway. So why not break it up so that so Numbnuts can be the mouthpiece to Gunther, and that's all he does anyway. Like, they had one of the most dominant things going, and Vince killed it. Why? Because it wasn't his baby. Just like Hit Row and Disputed Era, and well, I mean, that was dead a long time ago, but and everything that was going on there got fired or turned into Giovanni Vici, driving around in Ferraris and being a giant stereotype. Made Italian guy, Giovanni Vici in a Ferrari. Like, it's just it's like Raw before they had no choice but to grow the up. Like, that's what they turned it into. Granted, look who's running it. They're the same cocksuckers that ran it into the ground all those years ago. But now that we've talked about that for 9 minutes, which is way more time than it deserved, Toxic Attraction, not sure about the whole green color thing going on there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I have higher standards for it. But
no,
Hannah looked at Gigi and was like, she went, "Damn!" I'm like, what? A few weeks ago, I swear you looked at Gigi and went, "Oh, that's not that big." Well, there you are going, but what? That is
Yeah, the outfits were not very complimented on the body. Like
The sad thing is, it's the same thing. It was just the colors of them and all that were just.
Yeah, and that makes a difference. Like,
they can make up their mind too.
Some things are flattering and some things are not. And just, I know it's the same. Attire. It's just the colors did not. No offense to Gigi, she's very attractive, but just
Yeah, so
a little too. It didn't work.
Hey, it's just like the yellow ones or whatever they wore for. It was like, well, if it ain't broke, stop with it.
Yeah.
I get it. Trying to have special ring gear, save it.
Save it. Yeah, save it. Yeah.
Don't just do it just no. You know.
Like Rey Mysterio, like Rey Mysterio, the one pay-per-view was Captain America. Like that was one of the bigger card premium live events.
And Vince kept telling him, please stop doing that. We're going to get sued. Don't worry. He still comes out dressed like whatever the hell he wants to, because who the hell is going to sue Rey Mysterio?
He's done a array of things. Batman and Robin with him and Dominic, Joker, Captain America. Heck, he did a Los Angeles Lakers themed one, which I thought was pretty cool.
Who's going to sue him? No one's going to sue Rey Mysterio for... No. Let's sue Vince, because Vince is a dick. No one's going to sue Rey. Just me, but no one thought Katana Chance and Caden Carter were going to win. No offense.
Yeah.
No offense at all to you girls. It's just, you guys are just reinventing yourself for the 95th time. We haven't seen you in months.
Yeah.
Maybe down the line somewhere. And there was just too much ugly in that match. I'm not talking about attire. Like there was spots where you're going.
Yeah.
Our hand is even looking.
I would have to say, out of all the matches In Your House, that was probably the worst.
And granted, there was more botches and ugliness in the first match, except there was Legado and all to make up for all of that. So they weren't as obvious.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in that 6-man tag, enough to cover
for anything stupid that happened.
Yeah,
it wasn't as obvious, let's say, because of the talent in the ring. And that's nothing against talent that was in the ring for that tag match. It's just we've seen Toxic Attraction have some really good matches with a lot of people, and then there's certain teams they go against, and you could straight up tell there's no chemistry or anything, and straight up are hard to watch as you're going.
Yeah, and it's nothing against Toxic Attraction either. It's just
and something against
that's what we keep talking about.
Never against the teams that they face either.
That's the thing. When you had the Dudleys, Hardys, and ENC, it just worked. Even APA, those four, it didn't matter who was who. It all flowed nicely.
Somehow even Too Cool fit in there, and all they were was hair and some dance moves. No offense to
the late great
Grandmaster Sexay, or Scotty and his what used to be hair on top of his head.
Hey boy,
but. You could tell just them and Katana and Caden they didn't have. Yeah, and there was another defense they had, and I remember who it was. Maybe it was, but when they're on, they're good. But I was sitting there going, like I caught myself.
It was very cringy.
Yeah, I caught myself like reading through things or trying to catch up on stuff on like WWE Champions on my phone. So are you watching it? Like every few seconds. Why? I can hear it. I can hear it and tell what's happening. What? This is what I've caught this much bad stuff. I'm turning it off. When I say off, I mean at least to my eyes. So I don't have to see the cringe. I could just, there was some cringe last night too. So don't get me wrong. I'm not just bashing 2.0. There are some things last night that I watched. I'm like, but yeah, that was probably the lower match for me. Because I didn't even like Wendy Chu, but that was better than I thought it was going to be. But we'll get to it after, sadly, Cameron Grimes. I know. Listen to the archives. I know. All the garbage and stuff I talked about Cameron Grimes. I know. I just don't think Mello and his character needs it. They could have moved him on to something else.
Unless it's going to be a back and forth thing like Rock and H for the Intercontinental title. Okay, because they can put on a good match.
Yeah, they can put on a great match.
I could watch them over and over and over again. Like that, there's no doubt. Like
get Trick Williams in his face, away from it. I just don't want to look at him.
Yeah.
No offense to him. I just don't like looking at him.
Yeah. That was really good chain wrestling. That's what really, like, everything else aside, like there was just that 3 or 4 minutes that it was just it was beautiful. It is just like, you know, my wife's like, what's going on? I'm like, they're really, you know, it flowing it. Like just I was amazed.
Connection. They have a connection, those two. They definitely
wrestling wise, besides that and Creed Brothers and you know, their tag match, those two matches
they were the night. No offense to everyone else. Those were the night.
And that's the thing, like that's what I've been I don't know if it's just me, but you know, what people are craving, just the wrestling itself.
Yeah.
The story doesn't have to be much. You can tell it with the wrestling that you're doing.
Yeah, like I told, you know, Dan during the text when he said, "Oh, I've been watching it." Why? Because the story sucked. I'm like, yeah, but at least they're putting together, like, at least some of them are putting together good matches. And you know,
because honestly, I wasn't going to watch in your house. And I'm like, you know what? At least 2 of these matches are going to have good, plain old fashioned good wrestling, and they delivered.
Yeah, like what? Sorry, the story. Look who's writing the stories now. What the stories are gonna suck, but there is actually some people on the roster that can really go.
And they can actually put the right people together with each other.
And they make good stories, and they do all of it. And some of them are very bright points. We called that being a bright point. I'm pretty sure everyone knew that was going to be a bright point because, well, look what they were up against. I mean, you know, no one expected a lot of some of these matches. I'm sure there's people that went in there with really high hopes and thought it was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
I don't know what their eyes were watching. No offense. And I'm just being honest, but for what it is, a lot of the stories are dumb. Some of the stories are about to get really dumb, but Mello and, you know, Grimes, they can just keep going. It's kind of like, you know, Seth and Cody, we'll get into it, but their matches are always just good.
Yeah.
And it was more story last night for Cody and Seth, obviously, but a lot more story and some chills. Yeah, but before we get to that, I know I keep saying let's not get out of order. Mandy defeated Wendy Chu. It's better than I thought it would be, but
I really thought that was going to be a botch fest.
And it,
I mean, there were a couple spots here and there.
Yeah, here and there, but it wasn't nearly as bad as.
Yeah.
And again, it's just Wendy Chu's character. I don't. When she comes on, I don't care who's out there.
That match, I was out. I whipped out the cell phone and I was doing my Coin Master and a couple other games. You're welcome, Coin Master. There's your plug.
Like I just when she comes out, no, the character, I don't want to watch it.
No.
Like I feel like it's insulting to everyone's intelligence. It's like
and honestly, it's not just insulting to us. Honestly, she does not need that kind of character. I just deep down inside, I know Wendy Chu can wrestle. And again, when I talked about during the when we were talking about the pre-show stuff like that level that they won't let you go above, I think Wendy Chu can wrestle. They're not letting her because first of all, the attire that she's wrestling in, that's literally got to be damn near impossible to wrestle in. Like freaking boots that like have slippers over them, like, and the tracksuit that
onesies and tracksuits. That has to be very easy to wrestle in.
You know,
I don't care what cardio conditioning you're in, wearing a sauna suit and trying to wrestle for 10, 15 minutes, it's not going to work. Look at the guys that get gassed after 20 minutes when they're literally walking around in a pair of underwear. What the hell do you think is going to happen in a onesie?
Unless you're constantly doing it. Like when I'm hitting the art trainer hard and I have three up and 3 down, an hour's about as far as I can go, and even getting into the 25-30 minute mark, that's hard. Like I can't imagine and that's me just standing still on an art trainer. I can't imagine these people that are jumping off ropes and running the ropes and
all that.
Yeah. Like,
so again, it's not her, the wrestler. It's the character that was bestowed upon her and just all of it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I will never I said mean things about Cameron Grimes. I always said, maybe he can turn me around. Guess what? He maybe turned me around just because the match quality he puts on.
Yeah.
Mandy and Wendy, like,
yeah. Wendy's going to have that plateau. And until they figure out what they can really do with her, I'm not sold. And I don't think anyone's going to be sold. Nope,
that character, she is stuck there.
Yeah.
She will be there. No matter how much she doesn't want to be there, because no one's catching the trend, she's going to be stuck.
Well, that's a stupid thing. Eventually, she's going to win the title because it's that stupid. It's that stupid.
And I could at least believe Cora.
Yeah.
Which nothing that was going to come out of her and Elektra, I guess, in the popcorn thing, because now Elektra is part of Tony D. It's just going to be vignette after vignette after vignette, and them just taking it. Just anyway, it's going to get dumb. And Wendy Chu, love her to death. Whatever. I mean, she has skill. It's just there's certain
that
characters.
Plateau.
It's certain characters that they aren't going anywhere, and she happens to be in one.
Yeah, I am actually intrigued by the match with Fire and what's her name?
Alba Fire and what's her nuts?
I totally just drew a blank. I had the sentence ready to say, and I totally goofed that one.
I can see it. I just can't remember it. Wasn't Roxanne?
But I'm actually excited. Well, I mean, she was that was what was her?
Ray.
Kaylee Ray. Yeah, that's right. Again, name change.
UK Women's Champion for forever.
Yeah.
You have to change everyone's name. Now it's now the guys with Legado, it's Joaquin Wilde and whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
Del Toro of some sort. And I still write my notes up watching SmackDown. Gunther, whatever his name is, half the time, because I can't remember that they changed his name to Ludwig Kaiser. Why not just leave it alone? I get you could say you have your reasons behind it. Your reasons suck.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about Gable Steveson? Well, you're gonna have to change his name, as you won't let people use the real names or anything else then. What are you gonna do to Brock? Tell Brock he's not Brock Lesnar anymore. Brock Lesnar will literally beat We've seen how well you guys get along at times. How well him and Vince get along at times. Nothing's at work with Brock Lesnar. If he's gonna he was better this time around. I give him credit for being such a happy, gentle, most of the time giant. Taking pictures of fans.
Happy Lesnar is more scary Lesnar.
And just laughing is just like scary. But yeah, that Wendy thing, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her. We've seen a lot of characters like that are dope. He was like Santino. It's like, but we know how far he's going. R-Truth, no offense to him. We know how far he's going.
Oh my God. But that's the thing though.
Sandow was more entertaining than the Miz's Mizdow.
Truth is at that point.
Yes, but I mean earlier in his career, like 10, 15 years ago. What? Still, he's never going above that. Godfather, we all know he was never, no matter how over he was never going above Val Venus. She just falls into the category. Let's just like Andre Chase and a bunch of them, but you're never getting any farther than right here.
Yeah.
How good you are, sorry. It's just not going to happen. Please God, don't have Tiffany Stratton be the champion though, because Hannah saw her as like, she looks like a man. I was like, thank you. What? And she kind of got awful when she wrestles. So saw her on NXT 2 weeks ago. That was actually scary, like scary. This is coming for me. But anyway, back to people that can wrestle. The Creed brothers finally got the tag titles, and even though Pretty Deadly's thing hurts my brain. Still one of the better matches of the night.
Well, they can wrestle again. They can wrestle. It's just the character is just like gimmick. Again. My wife's like, why are they dressed like that? I'm like, old man's idea, or maybe it was Bruce's. I don't know.
Maybe it was their own. Weren't they doing that over in NXT UK already? All of them.
Maybe they were.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
If it's happening over there, Vince doesn't have a single eyeball on it anymore. He has people to do that for him. Duh.
The only thing Vince didn't change yet.
Just in case you're curious, buddy, there's one thing you can change.
Give it about 6 months. He'll come out in sundresses.
Please God, don't. Please don't. But that was a great match.
Oh yeah, wrestling wise, it was great.
Yeah, great story in there. And how about that shooting star press at the end? Like,
very impressive.
You saw he had a little,
and that's the thing. Like at the last couple minutes, like the emotion when the belt was tossed, and and he was thinking about it and looked back at his dad and his mom, and just like, I like stuff like that.
Yeah, great story. Yes. Just puts actual like emotion and stuff.
Yeah.
into it in those nice little touches. And there was a few good, nice touches scattered through the whole entire night. But that was a great thing, and they finally got it. I was hoping they were
very, very deserving. I think Cree brothers do not need Diamond Mine.
Nope, I don't think they do anymore.
And I can see that. I can see that right away.
Yeah, when Bivens was there, they were a whole unit then. Like, it made sense. But look how drastically they changed it. Literally the second they got rid of Bivens, like everything was different. Suddenly,
it's like how the NWO was. Oh, let's add this person. Let's get rid of this person. Let's add that person. Let's add this person.
That person didn't get fired randomly in 3 seconds after playing a pivotal role. See you later, bye. We have new guys, and they beat them up, and we didn't see them again.
Yeah.
Like that, like Bivens being gone, like you saw people like all the dirt sheets were like, what? A lot of the writers were like, excuse me? Yeah, well, you got,
like they were, and that's the thing, like with Diamond Mine, like they like the machine was like all in, like really all in, like the vignettes and all this other crap, and then all of a sudden,
and then Vince got involved. That's pretty much how I'm gonna sum it up. Yeah. This is why they got rid of Tyler Rust and the trainer guy, and then Bivens is gone. Roddy's turning into a tool. I mean, granted, he probably doesn't even care at this point. He doesn't want to be there. I think he's made it very obvious that he doesn't want to be there anymore. But then they go and put the Undisputed Era back together. Like, so that really just made a whole entire year's worth of NXT TV worth absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
They're all trying to kill each other for a year and their careers, and then they're back together 15 seconds later in AEW like nothing happened. Which, there's people that do it right, like Malachi, who carried over the eye thing and made it something with the whole new, character. And then there's that. You should try to sell it on us and get us so invested in it. And then you turn around, you're like, yeah, what? You're right, but it didn't mean anything. It was stupid. Like, yay. But hey, there's throw a Fonzie in there to make it all better. Fonzie makes everything better from what I'm told. And the main event, it was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And shout out, because I know it wasn't Gacy, to whoever came up with the ode to, Eddie being in the match. Smash the chair on the ring, toss it to Breaker, fall down. When whoever came up with that little ode to Eddie tossed in there, thank you. As much as I hate Gacy, did put a smile on my face.
Yeah, and that, again, another match. Everything was well balanced.
I thought they put together a hell of a story.
Not as much as wrestling as I wanted to see, given who's in there, but the story, like, I don't care. You can say what you can say about Gacy.
I hate him.
Like that story. Just, I mean, having Braun's family involved, like that kind of stuff, like brought me back to Ministry of Darkness days where. Taker got Stephanie involved.
It was me all along, Austin.
And that kind of reminded me, okay, it's a good investment on the story. Wrestling is okay, but the story, like it
would have been great if glass shattered right there. What the fuck is he doing here? That would have been great moment. What? Stone Cold walked down, stunned everybody, drank some beer, and walked away, and everyone got to leave confused. Or just have R-Truth come down there. He's good for that. But all comedy aside, I even wrote down like they put together one hell of a story inside the ring with everything they did there. Like they didn't go overly.
Don't tell Vince and Bruce that too much. Their egos might get bigger.
I don't think Vince's can get any bigger. And the second Bruce tries to have an ego, Vince will just fire him again. By the way, now that he works with you full time, you think we'd have more episodes of something else to wrestle with on the network, Peacock. You think we'd have more now that he's actually back with you?
Yeah.
Oh wait, now you're flying. Now he's up your ass 24/7 like he used to be. Listen to something else, but listen to the Vince Russo episode of that.
Can't have a podcast when your head's permanently lodged in a anal cavity.
In an orifice. Poor old man. But they did put together a good one. Again, it got better as it went on. The Mandy Chu match. I mean, you can tell. I mean, I'm thinking they're watching it going, that was perfect time. Why? Mello and Grimes leave to have that then to go to the Creed brothers, and that was placed in there. What that was done with a purpose. That was done with a lot of purpose.
Yeah.
Start out with a match people were going to care about. Stick some. See how much faith they had in Katana and Caden. They put them on. They put them in between the first match and then Mello and Trick, and you can tell how much they had in Mandy's match because they put that in between Mello and Grimes and the Creeds and the Pretty Deadly. Yeah, you could tell the faith that they had in the two. Here, what? Stick these in here. That was done on purpose. Anyone that wants to say otherwise, you're wrong. 2 thumbs up. That's how they play that game. But then we can move on finally to the main thing.
Yes.
Hell in a Cell. The big cheese, the big kahuna, the big fish. It's freedom. No, it's fish. It's freedom. It's fish. Thank you, Home Alone 2. Maybe I watched that movie one too many times. That was a hell of a night. Like I actually, again, there was some stuff I was like, it makes sense, but why does it always have to be him? But I thought they put, and again, I'm normally, granted, I go in there.
I didn't really have.
I go in there with the lowest and worst expectation. I'm like, it's going to suck, but I go in thinking that. So then when it does suck, I'm like, saw that coming. So maybe they overaccomplished because I go in there with nothing, but that was a damn good show for the most part.
Yeah. Like I don't really have any.
And there's some
not
stuff
that I can really think of.
There's stuff here and there, that we will talk, that I'll talk about, because I did write down some notes on some stuff, about certain things that, they did that, but the matches, they had a lot of matches that made up for a lot of the stupid. Started out with a bang, and again, everyone's yelling about how predictable. Like, yeah, but she did this, but this person wanted to carry on this because they only pinned that person. That person, like what? So yeah, predictable, but it all makes sense. Push. Put some muscle into it, honey. You can do it. Squeeze that ass through the door. How low can you go? Anyway, and I thought it was good. I liked the double ankle lock from Asuka. I haven't seen a good double ankle lock on anyone since I'm pretty positive it was our dear friend Kurt Angle doing it at some point back when he was on fire. Thank you, honey. So I think that was really good. Again, thank you, honey. Saying I get nothing. And having, some people were complaining about the ending of it. And I have no problem with Becky, throwing her out of the ring, hitting a manhandle slam, her throwing her back out and carrying it on. I don't like Asuka just coming back and them immediately having her take the fall and protecting Becky, but Becky and Bianca are the two hot ticket commodities right now. That's not over.
The match was well balanced, and I don't think nobody looked weaker than anyone else. Like just the way, and that's a nice thing about Triple Threat. Like you can make everyone look good, no matter who gets pinned.
Yeah, and sorry, you're right. Triple threats with the right people in them. If there are triple threats recently, they're going, like whenever James Ellsworth was involved, they're going, like make it stop. Like this, they put it together.
Like Danielson, Edge, and Reigns.
That was perfect.
Perfect.
And everyone looked good going, but everyone still looked strong as hell walking out.
As much as we were upset because Edge had won the Rumble, I'm over it. I'm finally over it. But
I just thought it would have been too fitting because of how he had to, get rid of the title. It's not like he got beat. Didn't he beat Del Rio? Went and got an MRI and had to retire all within less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. He does deserve one more run. Put one more person in Judgment Day. Have them protect him. They be the heavies. He just runs away and only has to, and he cannot have to wrestle very much and still be such a big part of the show.
Oh, yeah.
And keep himself protected. Even though I don't think he's worried about himself because he's still out there running around taking bumps. It's just, this is a good way to do it.
Edge,
we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I'm saying, I'm getting too far ahead, but that was just a perfect example of a triple threat. That was just what, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't care who wins, but this is totally not going to suck.
Yeah.
I know, low expectations that we have. What this totally isn't going to suck. But that's what you're going at. Yes, that's where I'm going. That's my meter. What the things you look at, that's gonna suck. There's totally what it could be a botch fest. It still won't suck. And they fell into that category. That was a really good match. And again, people were complaining about the end. I mean, I don't like that. Yeah, but Asuka just came back, so I mean, she doesn't, and it's Asuka.
Yeah.
I mean, what she could turn around and literally probably actually kick everyone's head off in the match in real life if she wanted to, and she just got back. Becky, no offense to Asuka, is still, the pecking order is still there, and it'll carry on, because we know we're almost to SummerSlam. They have, and the shows in Europe, over there in the UK back doing that. So, they have to keep Beck just because she's from Ireland, and so they have to keep her in the pecking order until then, just like, we're going to see Drew, have a title shot over there. Like we all know that's
three title shots to be exact.
Hey, maybe they're just trying to make up for, they sent him over there when he was going to fight Brock and win the title in front of the world. And he was over there back home in Scotland. And then COVID happened. They had to rush him back home at the last minute. And then he won the title in an empty building. Maybe that's what it was. They're like, here, what? It's okay. Well, we'll make up for that. You're going to lose them all, but we'll make up for that.
Yeah.
But that does lead me to something that actually did piss me off for the night. I know there wasn't a lot, actually. Like I was watching, live tweeting, and everyone that participated in that, thank you. There was actually a lot of interaction in that. And I was kind of terrified with how much stuff I got, except for the one guy that said, "What? I'm here right now. Trust me. It's just as dead in here as you think it is right now." Like, Thai iced tea, everybody. God, iced tea with like creamer. It's delicious, but yeah, when there's people in the crowd going, "Yeah, what? It's as bad as you think it sounds." Actually, it's worse because there's microphones picking up the sound, but it's dead in here. I'm like, good to know. Because there were moments where I was going, but the thing that really pissed me off, and I want to see if you can actually answer this, because don't think about it in the business way or any of that.
Okay.
Think about it just pure common sense. There's people that are there that are actually at least busting their ass for the company. And they wasted a 5-minute segment for a Roman Reigns video package when we haven't seen his ass in 2 or 3 weeks. And he was holding all the belts. So he's doing exactly what he always complained about Brock and all the part-timers doing. Why does he get 5 minutes of the show? And there's people that are there actually doing their thing and showing up for all the live events and TV when we haven't seen him in 2 weeks. And he holds all the gold, by the way. It could have been more than 2 weeks. Unless he randomly showed up on SmackDown and I missed it. Because my DVR just likes to randomly delete stuff on me. Thank you, Hulu.
Yeah.
But what the hell was the point of that? That was actually the lowest point of the night for me.
I can compare that to The Rock's first match with the Brooklyn Brawler. They had exactly 6 minutes on his first match ever. You can fit a match in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's including entrances. Like you could still do that. Or
they do it on Raw all the time.
Yeah.
Guy comes out. Look at the old cruiserweight matches. What they would throw 20 minutes into a 5-minute match.
Exactly.
You'd be sitting there watching it going, hey, which is why I still think they robbed Buddy Matthews. Thank God he left the company, because his matches as cruiserweight champion that always got stuck on the pre-show were better than over half the matches on the main card every time. Just like the bastard. He was pretty good too. Till like you're dropping a Tenzo. Okay, bye. Good thing he found his way too. I like what he's doing there. But yeah, that was the big pissed off moment of it. I was like, why? Like there's people that are here right now that deserve that 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No offense to him. No offense to him. This might be the best Roman we've ever seen. He doesn't deserve 5 minutes if he can't be bothered to show up.
Yeah.
We never heard from Brock for weeks on end. We wouldn't hear from Brock when he wasn't around.
But you never saw any video packages.
Yes, we didn't get any packages. We just heard people talking trash about him and we move on. He didn't get a whole 5 minutes of the show for nothing. It was other people trying to build it. There was nothing to build here.
Fact.
And I think they went back and did it again later in the show. I went outside and smoked. Like, what? I'd rather get cancer than watch this again. Why? Because this is a cancer. You're welcome, America. Moves us on.
No pun intended. Because
yeah, don't worry. This is more Thank you, glad I'm going. Like this sucks.
Yeah.
And that was a down moment for the whole entire night. Lashley defeated MVP and Omos in that 2-on-1 handicap match.
And
quick tags. And by the way, the video with MVP and Omos for the Nigerian Giant absolutely sucked. MVP rapping in it was actually very good. He did a good job, but that video absolutely sucked. And just like the nickname.
And what I really, I mean, I like the match overall. It was great.
Yeah, they did a good job.
I like the fact that Lashley, when he got out into the crowd, he called Roman out, and that would be the way to do it.
Yep, that was the perfect. That was the way to do it. I mean, Grant, what did we have stupid yet? Did Cedric get involved? We all knew it was going to happen. That's all there is.
Yeah.
Do I think he's done getting involved even after the little talk last night? No, I don't think it's over. Even with his little don't get involved in any of my matches again. We're good. Yeah, he's going to keep doing it. Yeah. What else are they going to do with him? And he's super talented. It's just when he talks, it makes you want to.
Yeah.
Makes you want to go like this.
Like not to go back onto the Roman thing, but and I know we didn't really get a chance to talk about this during the pre-show, but what Dan Stevens and I had talked about, the only way you're going to get the belts off of Roman, since now Lashley has called out the WWE Championship, if Roman just says, you know what, I beat everybody, here's the belts, peace. Just, and Roman doesn't get pinned, doesn't look weak, rides off in the sunset.
We don't see him for 6 months.
Comes back, you know, maybe
he should have Lesnar did.
Maybe around Elimination Chamber. He throws himself in a #1 contender match. I wouldn't say
don't even throw him in there. Just have him randomly show up at the end like Lesnar did the one time and think like, who's the last guy in the Money in the Bank match? Boom! Like except don't be Money in the Bank. Just have him show up and just unannounced. Don't tell anyone. Actually keep a secret. Thankfully, you could put him in a sweatshirt and some stuff and actually put a COVID mask on and actually make him not look like anybody. And if you could sneak Edge into a damn building, don't like he just, you could do anything. Hell, have him sit in a car for 4 hours and drive him from very far away so no one thinks anything of it and drive him into the building that way. But they could do that. See, he should have done what Brock did all those months. What? I'm done. What? See you later. Drop the belts. Gone. I quit. Done. That could have been it right there. Problem solved. And we wouldn't have double tag champs and Roman not anywhere. And so like they wrote themselves into a corner. I don't know why they always write themselves into a corner.
Here's a crazy idea. If Roman wasn't going to be sticking around past Money in the Bank, and this is just bear with me here. This is completely a random thought. What if Roman Reigns were to win Money in the Bank, drop the belts, chuck the deuces, and be like, I'll show up when I feel like winning the belt again.
Unless they do it at WrestleMania like this, which please God, don't make it a guaranteed shot at WrestleMania.
No.
Let him win and then vanish. And think no one sees him for like 7-8 months. And he's just hi.
Yeah.
And the whole world strokes out. Because we hear that music, we're going, huh? Oh yeah. What? Roman Reigns. I forgot about that guy. And just don't even talk about him. Have him take it and just walk away and pretend he doesn't exist. It's the best way to go about that. Will they do it that way? No, because they are too stupid.
Or here's another crazy thought. So let's say Roman were to win Money in the Bank, walk off, vacate the title, say, when I feel like it. Someone goes on to win the WWE Championship, probably Lashley. I'd be okay with that. Rollins ends up winning the Universal title, holds it on to WrestleMania, and Roman returns the favor from
cashes in on him. Yeah, I'd be okay.
I'd be cool with that.
I was thinking in my head, not even having Rollins do it, just have him do it there. Having him do it to Rollins would be amazing. Yeah. Do I see Rollins going that far and getting it? I just don't know if I'm comfortable thinking that they'll pull the trigger on that.
Yeah.
That's just,
and then you've got then you've got the whole Cody thing. So it's like
we'll get to by the way, I don't even know what to call that, but good on him. But them having the referee yelling at him to call out all of that. Lashley makes sense, but they're not going to have the golden goose, like you said. What he should have just quit after WrestleMania, pulled that angle off, and then randomly showed up. Took Money in the Bank, just come out in the last minute, dump the ladder, go up there and take the damn thing regardless, and walk off again, and then no one has to see him. And he's just like, "Hi, buddy." Like they could have had what? Here you go. You get a whole year off minus 2 nights. Done. Easy. Don't have to worry about it anymore. What? It's that easy. Have them dump them. Have them randomly show up at take it from me, and leave, and then show up at Mania. Like that would be full circle. And then we can listen to Seth absolutely lose his mind because the moment was stolen from him. He could freak out for another 6 months. At least he pulls it off well. I think Hannah even likes it with Seth's character. She doesn't like the way he dresses. And all she does was apparently Becky started shopping with Seth. Apparently. I don't know who's
that's how my wife goes. My wife last night goes, "Did he borrow something out of Becky's wardrobe?" I'm like, probably.
Or vice, like,
yeah,
who knows half the time, but yeah, Lashley getting it again and having, it work out. Cedric gets involved. Omos deals with him. Spear, tap out to the hurt lock. Like it was symbiotic. There you go, people.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the word of the day. It was symbiotic. Big word Monday.
Wouldn't that be symbolistic?
Symbolism. I think the word you're looking for is symbolism.
Symbolicism is a word, isn't it?
Symbolism. Didn't you ever watch the Boondock Saints?
Yes.
The symbology. The word you're looking for is symbolism. Yeah, good time. But yeah, it was perfect. It builds it towards it. Again, what are they going to do with it though with Roman? Because they're not going to have him lose.
Yeah.
It's physically impossible to have him lose. Ever. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's the only I swear to God, if Vince does it that way where what we just said about him just dropping the belts and up chucking the deuces, I want my fair share.
Oh, don't worry, I'll actually call repeatedly and email them out. Well, okay, wait, I know you're listening to me, mother. What? No way you guys came up with an actual good idea. You haven't come up with an idea in years. You turned Roman heel. It all stopped after that. Sorry, you let Brock be a babyface. That was a good idea. Let Brock go out there and just be Brock, where he's still a monster.
Yeah.
But it was an entertaining monster, and he could talk. It's just when he talks, sometimes UFC 100 happens, and you're sitting there looking at it, and there's probably Dana White going. And Joe Rogan's laughing his balls off interviewing him.
Yeah.
Like it's just one of those things, but they did it well. KO defeated Ezekiel.
I'm still not.
I was hoping he was just going to literally beat the brakes off of him, so we didn't see him for a couple months, like we said.
Yeah.
And I go, no, here's Elias to avenge his little brother. It took him 6 months. I don't know, but here he is.
Vince is going to turn it into something stupid that Elias mentally turned himself into Ezekiel or something stupid like that.
It's going to be. This Ezekiel is dead. So now you come back as Elias. I speak of Dan Stevens.
Did he group text?
Yep. Oh. That's a good idea. We'll get to we'll talk about that after we're done. That at least isn't the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. You know what? And there we go. I'm okay with that. We'll get to that when we get there.
I'm fine with that.
That was good timing.
Hey, Dan Stevens, we just got your text. We're fine with that. And everyone else will find out here in the next 10, 15 minutes.
I say you can text him. I can't. I text him. I lose all of that. And knowing my luck,
that's right.
It won't kick back on. I'll get pissed off. I'll get really pissed off. But
I'm gonna text him real quick.
Yeah. It was good to see KO hit a pop-up power bomb again. See Kevin pull off. I mean, even though he kicked out of it, I mean, that's not his thing anymore. But it was good to see him pull out a pop-up power bomb just because it's been so long since we've actually seen one. And him winning with the stunner was amazing though. As he walked out, he said, "I'm the best in the world." Congratulations. But now we have another guy claiming to be the best in the world. Jericho thinks he's a wizard. Let's not get into that.
That meme I did share was pretty.
Punk in his foot. He's the best in the world. Kevin Owens is the best in the world. Kevin Owens is probably closest to claiming being best in the world. No offense to anyone else that claims it. I think with what he's done for the last, he's still taking something this stupid. And we at least don't turn it off or fast forward when he comes on. Granted, we want to see how dumb they're going to keep getting it. Apparently, granted, remember he just signed that really big contract.
I can't get over, not to go off on a tangent, but the Jericho Appreciation Society looked like a bunch of Backstreet Boy rejects last week.
I don't even care about that. Can I just never see that guy's face ever again?
Tell me why I don't want to see that bullshit.
No, I just don't want to see that one guy's face.
Like, I'm sorry.
Guy from 2.0 or actually, I'm pretty sure they're 2.0 now. Again, they just spelled out the word point. Whatever they were in NXT, that sucked. Then they went there and I see the guy's face and and God, that sucked. That was bad.
Yeah.
That wasn't like Ezekiel. Look, I'm Ezekiel. Oh, Jesus Christ. But we're waiting.
Yep.
What are they going to give us?
And there went the wheel.
It's the night after WrestleMania. What are they going to give us? Veer Mahan attacks Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, okay. What? And Zeke. Who wants to hear Zeke speak?
Speaking of Veer Mahan, did you see that meme with him and the Usos? I should have shared it.
I saw one with
it said Veer Mahan with his cousins, the Usos.
I mean, I saw Veer Mahan with someone posted something about him and all his baseball accomplishments as a pitcher for like the Pirates and stuff. I did see that. I was like,
yeah, I saw
and all the awards he won. I didn't see any funny memes. I just saw that. I was like, get some, homie. And then I continued to scroll. But yeah, like we got Veer Mahan attacking Dominic, who that's going to make an impact.
And then shaking it.
Yeah. And then Zeke. Then we got to hear Zeke speak. Like we waited 7 months for the new Elias to show. 7-8 months, even longer than we were waiting on Veer. And he cut his hair. That Elias is dead. This is, they all sat in a meeting and went, well, we got to walk with Elias, but we can hear Zeke speak. And you're sitting there going, Jesus Christ, what? And hey, Vince, that's a good idea. And Jesus Christ, let's stop. That's why they need us in there.
It's like
who wants to hear Zeke speak?
It's like Macho Man met Ultimate Warrior last night as far as the attire was concerned.
Oh yeah, dig it.
We saw 2 Macho Man elbow drops. Very, very clean, nice elbow drops. Do not get me wrong.
They were good. It was just, God, that whole thing sucked. Like we waited that long, and that's what you guys came up with.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd rather watch them in Symphony of Destruction matches every like 3 weeks with different people. Like I'd rather see that again than Zeke, than seeing Zeke speak, because it's going to go back to Elias no matter what. Like it's guaranteed. It's going back to Elias. And look what that's just.
You tried your best, but your best wasn't good enough.
Then after that, stupid, because that really is. I mean, it was. They put together a decent. I mean, that was a good elbow drop. You got to see a pop-up power bomb again. They told a good story. It was just the whole thing just is so bad.
Yeah.
And wonder why? Because KO got a big contract, so he's going to eat plates. He's just going to sit there going, like, hey, about that contract.
Yeah,
I'll give you every dollar back if you let me leave.
I was saying, doesn't he have some kind of special clause in his?
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
No way anyone would ever sign a contract with them without a no clause. You would have to actually be stupid. There are some stupid ones. Not picking stupid people either. Vince, I mean, look at all the people he's brought in and out that he treated like garbage that were very happy to go and sign with him regardless. Oh, we're going to do all this. And then he fucks you over. And then you still re-sign with him. The same promises, and he does it again, and then they still re-signed with him. Sorry, in the world, money talks. And the Judgment Day walks. Not with Elias, though. And I love the song, I'm sorry. Anytime they have, anytime Alter Bridge is making a song.
Still irks the hell out of me. Parker Bordeaux would have been the perfect fit.
Yeah, but now they have. Hey, wasn't that good in the ring? I didn't like his matches in NXT. I'm sorry to him.
But that's the thing. He was kept to a plateau.
Well, yeah, he was with that character. Like he was.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, though, they made him an
even
monster.
Even with what they allowed him to when he was wrestling, I honestly think that the man can wrestle. It's just they didn't let him.
Yeah, and again though, like
you could have stuck with the whole next Brock Lesnar thing, would have been fine. You could have rehashed something and it probably would have worked.
You could have done that same thing and let him just do that, but unleashing on people for Gacy would have done the same thing.
Yeah, the whole shaving the head bald thing was just what.
But him, I think there's they'll find something good for the Judgment Day to fill in.
Oh yeah.
And they put on a good match with AJ Finn and Liv Morgan, and Liv again, as we were texting you, me and Dan, or as me and Dan. I'm not sure you actually responded during last night's Hell in a Cell because you're a dick. He did follow my other 2 pages on Twitter though, folks. So he did do that. Might not have responded to anything, but.
Yeah, the only thing I saw is vaguely that just hurt my brain a little bit. Thank God Rhea took a step forward when Liv went through the ropes, because that could have been disastrous. That's the only thing I picked up though. Everything else was good.
Yeah. There's like 1 or 2.
AJ and Finn launching themselves over the ropes. They could have launched themselves a little bit more. Other than that, match was great.
AJ was split open, but I mean, that happens.
He tends to split himself open during his entrances before he even makes it to the ring.
Yeah, Hannah's words were, Rhea's got a big ass. It's like, where the hell have you been? Follow her on Instagram. What? You would know. But new attire, I didn't like the color. I mean, no offense. It was just
the whole one purple thing. That kind of
just, I didn't know what to feel about.
Or at least it could have been not the what's the material that she had? It wasn't
I don't know, pleather, spandex, nylon, garbage.
Or it was like a spandex nylon thing. That kind of texture didn't fit. If it were like a darker purple and a different kind of texture, I think it would have been fine.
Darker purple
made it. It kind of reminded me of that whole phase that Jeff Hardy went through where he had the whole purple top thing, long sleeves. It just didn't look right.
And by the way, apparently there's a rideshare class action suit going on right now. So please, everyone, check your spam emails. Actually, check your real inbox, because they're going to come into that instead of your junk box and irritate you while you're doing this. I'm like, ooh, email. Oh, see, the wheels, it's not my fault. But I'm just sitting here with you. I'm like, sometimes I go, ooh. And then other times I'm like, oh, But the match was great. And I was I was very happy to see Jessica Carr working another match. Good for Mr. Copeland, as you love to call him, for standing up for her and making sure she had that match in Saudi with him. Good for him saying, well, I'm not doing the match without him. Like, good for him. Good for her. Glad to see her do that again. There's a few times where referees were really slow to put gloves up, like when Zeke was bleeding. I mean, we're sitting there looking at him for like a minute before the referee finally reached in to get their gloves. Like, you missing it? But little things. And I like Edge just doing Edge things, just pulling someone off. There's little things that he does throughout the match that adds to the story, and just little tweaks that you don't see people do anymore, because no one really has managers to do those things. So he gets jumped down, like just the little things that he adds from back in the Attitude Era that added so much, because people did have managers and all that back then. I did like him doing that. Finn getting speared again carries on the story with him. So I don't like it. Why does it always have to be him? Believe it or not, you guys were pushing him. He got hurt. That was Seth's fault. That was really Seth's fault. He proved it was his fault in his match with Sting. And I don't know why Finn always has to be the butt of the joke, but they put together a great match, and it's not done with them.
I wouldn't mind seeing Finn and Edge.
Yeah,
they could do that next. I mean,
and that would be perfect, because they're going, to the United Kingdom to do all those shows, which is Finn's neck of the woods. And Edge would, put him over. He'd still win, but Edge would put him over.
Oh yeah,
make him look like $1 million. Sorry, wins and losses don't matter. I mean, look at the double turn with Brett and Stone Cold. What Stone Cold blood, all that worked out too perfect. But double turn without Stone Cold having to win anything or Brett taking an L. Yeah, you can do it perfectly, and I think that would be perfect for those shows over there instead of just seeing Roman and Drew 85 times. No offense to them. Drew, compared to where he was the first time he was there, phenomenal. It's just he only has a plateau so much with how they use him anymore.
Yeah.
They went from using him, he was like here, and then it's just slowly just they're making it more ridiculous. Once he said it was like made out of a tooth of the Loch Ness monster, he lost me. No offense to Angela. I like a good sword. I like a good, Scottish claymore. It's a big old sword. It's just gotten too hokey and retarded. Again,
maybe Loch Ness monster offered him $350 for it.
Maybe that's why we haven't seen Nessie.
Yeah.
Last time she saw somebody, dude stole her tooth. That pissed me off too. I don't like people as it is. But who I do like, I like Madcap having a little more aggression. And I like the fact that the lone wolf is all but guaranteed to come back now.
Yeah, they definitely they definitely capped that off.
And they did it right. They did it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad the suspenders and all that were gone. And I loved Corbin, hey, pissing off the crowd, clapping for them, telling them to go themselves pretty much. Just those little heelish, just miserable things that he does. He's so good at inciting misery.
I think that's good. That's going to come back. And now I wouldn't necessarily, I would say Corbin's probably not going to be on SmackDown this week, but maybe give him a few weeks and then let Madcap ride the wave, and then all of a sudden we hear Tommy Vex over the loudspeaker, and that's it. Like, it tells itself.
And no offense, Tommy, but I apologize dearly. Like, it wasn't until a couple months ago where I was listening to Corbin's old song and went, "That's Tommy."
Mm-hmm.
Never paid enough attention to a song before to even realize that was him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, and I'm just hoping Lone Wolf comes back and is a quick, short promo around the fact that when I got the stairs on my neck smashed on me, it unlocked something and blah blah blah. And here we are, Lone Wolf.
Just say it without words. Just show up, just out of nowhere. End of days
out of nowhere.
Over him, just turn around, walk around, just like make sure it's in a match too. So you're surrounded by people. No one like. Sprint through the crowd before anyone even notices what the hell's going on. Could plunk, stand over him, walk away, boom. You don't even have to say anything. And Corbin really doesn't have to say anything. He's really good at pushing people off. He figured out that art of the craft very well.
Or do we get some
combination of everything?
Or do we drop Madcap, Moss, and Corbin all together, and Corbin just comes back after a few weeks and just starts manhandling people, and everyone gets what they want. They get the Lone Wolf. The real Lone Wolf, not the heel Lone Wolf, just the Lone Wolf that just decimates people, and I'd be happy.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
I'd be fine with that. Like,
Yeah, it was really good. Like, they did it in a good way.
Yeah.
No offense to Corbin, but that drop toe hold that he took from Madcap onto those stairs.
Now that you mention it.
Like what, dude? What the camera? What? There was a solid foot in between.
That was a cameraman's fault too.
The live crowd didn't miss that. If you're in the front row, you're going, he was like a foot away from that. Like, yeah, he was a foot away from that. I mean, guess what? Hand, crunch. That's what your hand is there for. They throw you, you control your head on the way down. Yeah. Like, you take the bump, you know how to do it. You've done it a million times. Why the hell did you stop a year and a half away from the chair? I'm not asking you to bust your head on the chair, but you know how to do it and not make it look bad enough. That I'm sitting there going, what? Like, the people in the nosebleed seats noticed his head wasn't there. Why? Because they got big old screens right there for them to see. Going, they didn't hit that. They had to show it. I mean, he should have done better on that, but that was really the thing. And maybe we'll stop having, severe deep neck contusions anymore. Now that, Corbin put the chair around his neck, slammed him into the announce table again. And 10 seconds later, he was up and did it to him, except using the stairs, which you don't get to see very often. So at least they added a good wrinkle with that. But yeah, crunch. Oh, they did that to him a few weeks ago. Again, he didn't get up 30 seconds later. So that was kind of hokey and dumb, but it was still a better match than it could have been.
Between that and I'm not trying to jump ahead to the main event, but the Hell in Cell match, they really kind of just let them do what they wanted.
And they had to in the last one.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that it wasn't.
Gross.
It didn't seem as controlled with Corbin and Madcap. Like, it wasn't.
I don't see why they wouldn't have faith in Corbin. He hasn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Everything they give him.
I know
he's a company guy. Everything he does, he does well.
I know it was no holds barred, but I expected it to be kind of not as aggressive. Like it kept me content.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like sugar coated no holds barred where it was a few hits with the kendo stick and a few back
and it
chair
wasn't
shots.
And it wasn't too stupid either. They didn't go over with it. It was kind of like the I Quit match with Charlotte and Ronda. I mean, they stuck a lot in there, but it didn't get like
it wasn't as hokey.
Yeah, it wasn't as hokey, and it wasn't just a microphone in your face every 3 seconds. Ooh, because you punched him and he fell down.
I was surprised when the chair was used into the back of the neck and the throat. Like you haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, I've seen a lot better bumps than that. No offense to Corbin. Hey, I'm normally very complimentary of Corbin and his work, even when I say I don't like the character, but he's given it his all. Like he is doing everything he can. That one time you finally you missed the chair by like 12 years.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like I've tripped and fallen and caught myself closer to things than that. And I'm not even trained to make it look good. Like that was bad, but still. And they can carry it on later, gives Madcap a roll, so he can go up and do it like it does. So it did what it had to do. And that's their quick way to finally, hopefully get rid of Happy Corbin. Because
please.
Sorry, like it's not even Corbin's
it's done.
fault.
Like it's
not Corbin's fault.
Yeah.
It's like whoever we were talking about earlier, whoever the hell it was on here, it's like, it is time. Zeke, if he just vanishes, it's time. Sorry, you tried.
It's not working. It's not working.
Looked at what it's not even that they're not doing a good job with the character. It's just that stupid that we're all going. If you could stop that, that'd be great. But it was still good. And he's putting his all. So I'm not we're not bashing anyone with that. He has put everything and he's still doing everything he can to make you hate him in the process of doing it, because he's doing it like from Lone Wolf Corbin to broke ass Corbin to Happy Corbin. Now I sound like Pat McAfee, but he's done it good. It's just this one, they gave him something that was just so stupid. It's just, it's not working. Sorry. And I actually like his work in the ring and all that. He can tell stories. He knows how to incite the crowd. Like he has all the things you need. It's just this one sucks. Hominus Dominus forever and ever. Amen. That was a clicker. Yeah. It's on the floor somewhere. I don't know. You haven't done this in so long. I stopped having it on the desk and then I forgot to even look for it today. Granted, I was shampooing carpets all day long. You know what I'm going to do when we're done here? I'm going to shampoo carpets. All night long, all the night. Take that, Lionel. And then the next match, Theory and Ali, we knew Ali wasn't going to win, but I don't think they treated him as dirty as I was expecting for it being a hometown. I wrote down, let's see how stupid they do this to him.
Yeah, another match that the wrestling did the talking. Wasn't as showboaty with Theory being that much of a dick.
Yeah.
It was just wrestling. Like that was it. Like that I was fine with that. Like there was no hokey Theory. Oh, sorry, it's not Austin Theory anymore. It's Theory.
Yeah.
We dropped the first name. Don't forget.
Do that.
But it wasn't,
Theory is Theory.
I say if you've seen a lot of Theory's other matches, he'll take his phone out, do the hokey pokey shit. This time it was just wrestling, and I was fine with that. That was great.
And he spins himself around.
Yeah. I mean, he did the hokey. He did the hokey shit after he won the match, which okay.
And guess what, guys? Tyler Breeze did it better. I mean, he went all into that.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyler Breeze, he did it better. And I'm glad Bailey called him out on Twitter all those weeks ago. Thank you, Bailey. With whatever you're doing with your life, God, fix your knee. Wrap that bitch in duct tape and get out there. Look, we need you.
Well, I think she's cleared.
She has to be pretty damn close. After this amount of time, she should be, but we need you. Please come back and don't be hugging motherfuckers. I don't want to see you hug anybody. But on NXT,
as long as her voluptuous assets it's still intact, I'm fine with that.
Like hell, Say you're going back to NXT, so what's her nuts shows up, so you can take her stuff and rip it to pieces and be a complete dick. What? I would enjoy seeing you ruin her day, even though I'm sure you're going to meet her after the show and give her a big hug and be like, "What? I'm sorry. I love you." That's where it should have ended, Rick.
Fact.
It's because you don't like to pay the IRS. It's not all of our faults.
Or Snitsky's.
Wasn't my fault. See, I could pull off Snitsky if I just grew a few inches and put on 60 pounds of muscle, give or take. Just a few. I could pull off that because I got the voice. I have the misery level. And I'm pretty sure I could punt a baby doll, up into the 9th row if I really had to. But I'm proud of all of that match there with Theory and Ali. I thought they were going to make it so much dumber. I'm like, in his hometown, what this is about to suck. And they let them just have a match. And again, as we were texting last night, it might have been Dan. I'm guessing it was Dan, because heaven forbid you could just respond ever. How many times I'm not watching an event? You two are. You guys don't shut up, so I know everything that's happening. We're all watching it together. Justin doesn't say a fucking word. Dick. And he knows when I'm not there to watch it. But that's why they text all the time, just to drive me up the wall. But maybe an Easter egg when Ollie pulled the STF off on Theory.
Yep.
There's all the rumors. Yeah. That was Dan called that. I was just going, wow, STF. I haven't seen that in a while. He's the one that put 2 and 2 together. By that point, I was just excited to see Cody, and I really didn't. No offense to them. I knew how it was going to end. They didn't make it as dumb as I thought it was going to. Kudos to them. I just, hometown, the way they've been treating him. Good match. Congratulations. And Theory's super talented. I mean, he's what? 20, 21, something, 22. Like, he shouldn't be that good. It's like Dante. Martin. It's like Dante down in AEW. Dante Martin should not be that good at 19. Like, he is a freak. He's one of those. Can he hold his together and not, get himself sent back down to be Johnny Gargano's retarded stooge? Sorry, stupid stooge.
And again, I like how they're turning Theory's hokiness down.
Well,
and they just need to keep that baseline between not going overboard and not doing enough.
They just do so much, they just can't help themselves with going overly. Just you're sitting there going, you could have stopped 3 minutes ago. Could have. And I hope it works out for him because he really is that talented. I mean, he's always been that talented. If Evolve didn't go under during, because of COVID, I mean, they had a lot of good talent come out of Evolve. At one point, he was there, Keith was there, Mia was there, like Riddle was there. Like, they had a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
It's a shame how it went down, but COVID, I mean, just like the XFL. The XFL was actually watchable when they brought it back in 2020, and then COVID happened.
Oh yeah.
And they spent all the money to bring it back that they had, and Vince was like, nope.
Yeah.
Cut his losses because he's 800 years old. Except this time, Vince, it wasn't because you made a bad product. It's because of
Dwayne and Dana will make it good, so it's all good.
Oh yeah, like that should be really good.
Oh yeah, making it a bridge to the NFL. That's going to go.
Dwayne, here's a good idea. Start a professional women's softball league, so all these college softball players have something they could be playing for after their degree, like every other athlete in college for the most part. If curling is a professional sport, hell, if there's a professional cornhole league, how is there not a professional softball league?
Yeah.
Not like you don't have the money to do it. You got more money than the Federal Reserve.
I like me some girls softball. Much.
Oh yeah, tell you. Well,
I've been watching when I try to go to the gym around the same time, and I've been watching some of the games that they have the repeater. They do highlights. Yeah. Like, I forgot how cool women's softball was.
I hate what's his name. Due to time constraints, we're bringing you to it like that guy. But just shut up. But the games have been great, except for Oklahoma against Northwestern. That was like a 13-2 ass whooping. That wasn't a game. Yeah. That was a mauling. But the last 4 teams.
I don't like maulings. I like back and forth.
Yeah. And
like I'm not big into professional baseball, I just
most
it does
games that they put on
him.
TV, like live, yes. On TV, most games are just you're sitting there going,
yeah.
Like no matter what, there's a crowd around you. There's energy when you're live, even if the game sucks. It's like wrestling, except for that one guy that's like, "Don't worry, it's dead in here too." Like, oh, okay. Well, who's ready for this? Yeah, it's dead. No one cares. Okay. Well, thank you, whoever you were. So I'll watch it that. But softball's been killing it. And the final 3-game series starts Wednesday night, I believe, on ESPN for the College Women's World Series. So yeah, there you go. What? Yeah, don't worry. It's just now it's telling me that it was glitching out on me.
Yeah.
Thank you, thing. See, we're not talking about wrestling, so it's okay. It can act stupid. Which gets us to the but again, I love college softball because literally they're playing for love of the game. There's no trying to get money. There's no what they are playing to win because it doesn't matter what happens after college. It's done. There's no professionals. They're just going, and I love watching it. And they're actually like smiling and laughing and having fun while they're doing it. College baseball players that look like they're ready to kill everybody.
And I don't think there's a lot of pressure either. You know what I mean? Like, how you have some of these college athletes like, man, I gotta make it to the pros or it's
so they can play over. So they can play looser.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing past it. It's just go out here and get it. Go. There's no money involved. So good on them. Great sidebar conversation about college softball. Well, I thought we'd do that. You're welcome, NCAA. You're welcome. Don't worry, I'm tagging.
I'd be fine with EA or 2K making a softball game. That'd be cool.
I'd buy it.
I would
buy it twice.
Check that 3 times.
I still don't understand how. That's why I'd never mess with softball players growing up. If you can do that and throw 70,
my pop used to do. My pop used to do softball, and let me tell you,
think if there's no ball, if they're just throwing an uppercut at your face.
Yeah.
So I don't mess with softball players, but you could break my face.
Yeah.
Easily. Even though Hannah was a softball player. Did you make it to college? What? If you could throw that fast, what, you could kill me. And I don't got no time for that.
Man.
Either just he. We all know who that is.
Yeah. That guy.
The hair gives it away.
Dear Lord.
Right there. Look, I'm not even
I just gotta change my background just for the fact of how great that match was.
That was the best match of the night. Hell, that was the best match of the weekend.
Oh my God.
Sorry, everyone in 2.0 that Grimes and Mello and Creed's what.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, you guys filled the 2 and 3.
Interesting fact. Interesting fact. If anyone caught it before we started tonight's episode, I did share the article from the doctor's point of view. There couldn't have been any more damage. The damage was done. He had full length, or he had full,
range
use of everything. It was just
there's no ligament to hold it up.
How much could he stand?
There was no ligament tendon to hold it up, but it was all on muscle.
Yeah, it didn't. The rotator cuff wouldn't have been affected. Shoulder wouldn't have been affected. It was just how much pain could Cody withstand, and for going 25 minutes, that was probably a lot of pain.
You saw it at the end. I'm pretty sure after he won, I'm pretty sure those tears weren't welling up because he won. It was finally.
Yeah. And what really irked me, I can't remember where I saw the article, but there's I don't know who was it comment. Oh well, he's just tearing up and getting emotional. Dude, he just got done wrestling a 25-minute match with a torn pectoral muscle off the bone. You know what?
His pectoral tendon was not attached anymore.
Why are people still hating on Cody? Dude, the man just gave it his all. He could have said, no, I can't wrestle.
Sorry, Vince.
You know what I mean?
Good luck selling.
Why?
Sorry, Vince.
Whoever that person was, oh my God, I wish I would have kept the screenshot or something. Like, dude, why?
I've been like, thanks for the money, Vince. What? Have fun with all the refunds.
Yeah.
I'm out. That could have been catastrophic. And I saw a lot of it too. I'm like, making him try the course. It's all about what the man just went out there. What? Because he tore the shit.
And that's the thing. People
and he
think
still did the show.
Yeah, and people
because he's an egomaniac. No, because
that's the thing.
He said, "I will be there. I'm doing it." He had a contract, but he said, "I'm going to make the show. I am the show." So I'm showing up come hell or high water. What the hell is that? Why hate on Cody?
Yeah, everyone thinks it's ego. It's not, like, and that's, I watched the Broken Skull sessions with Austin and Cody.
Guess what?
And
him starting AEW, that was ego. Him now, ego died.
The
ego died.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I have never had any hate for Cody at all. Even when I know when, as you stated, starting AEW was ego at first, but you know what? He put others before himself every single time.
There was only a few.
Now, okay, he was the inaugural TNT champion. Okay,
there was a few sketchy moments.
But I would say 95 to 97% of the time, he was putting everyone before him.
Yeah, there was only a few sketchy moments where you're sitting there going,
yeah,
why? Especially when he beat Sammy for the TNT title that last time. It's like, like literally, you're walking out the door. We only saw you one more time after that to drop the belt. What was the? I know they were in Georgia country and with the Crockett's to give like, there's probably some whole thing about it where he's like, "What, I want to give it to Cody because of Dusty." There's probably something. So I'm not fully judging him for that. And again, look what they kept doing it with Sammy. So I think that's the company thing because they don't have writers. They just have people figuring out what the hell they want to do. When he started AEW, that was an ego thing. His ego went down, and I think them hiring all those WWE guys and moving him farther down. Like I think, okay, what? Maybe I'm not all that in a bag of chips. Turn that level down. But he said he was going to do it. Like what the hell? And then all those same people that are bitching would have been complaining because he dipped out and he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And he killed the whole pay-per-view because he couldn't go. Like everyone would have complained because they couldn't have just, it wasn't like a title match where they could just plug someone into that match. Like this one has been building for months. It's personal. It's been like, that would have been one of those, like, what are we going to do now? That would have killed everything. And what he went out there, and I'm sorry, what you saw the swelling from Peck all the way around, like, his right side was like, you're looking at the Peck going, that thing's about twice as big as it's supposed to be.
When your one nipple is like 3 to 5 inches down from your other nipple, dude, like for real, like. And then I came across an article halfway through the day, my work day today, saying that it was all fake. Somebody was claiming it was fake, and I just wanted to put my hand through the phone and punch the person that thought it was.
It's like, how did he get all that swelling and bruising and all that didn't come off, let alone his pectoral and his nipple? Like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's fake. Are you a doctor? And if you are, I would never come to your practice.
Because that was just.
But again, it's just that hate.
It always is. And it's just like guys that go over to the AEW from the machine that no matter what, everyone's going to hate them now. Like you just never get anything. Cody will never get.
It's no offense
it's fanboys for the WWE that hated him for leaving. And then he came back as the prodigal son. They're all, this guy.
Yeah.
He's coming back as a humbled man going, what? I've learned. I've grown. But
again, watch the Broken Skull sessions with him and Stone Cold. Like he has grown up. Like,
and I'd love to see the one.
And coming from me, just a common wrestling fan, like I'm proud of Cody.
Yeah, me too. How far he's come.
Listening to him and his intelligence now.
Stardust.
Yes, and
that's the big one that proves what kind of a human he is. He listened to his dad, finish everything you started, and he went through all those months of and Stardust at people before he left. What he put out, he ate plates of garbage.
And a quick side note, from the Broken Skull sessions, not to go off on a complete tangent, we'll get back to the match. But Stardust to him, and it makes total sense, was his way of dealing with Dusty's death.
Yeah,
like he didn't have to be. He could be something else, no pun intended to Arrow on the CW, become something else and just be able to hide behind the paint is what he called it. And like, I get it. Like, so not only did he finish it, but he used it to help him cope.
Yeah.
Because again, we're all about mental health awareness. I can't say it enough.
And it
like
wasn't.
That's.
And somehow he found a way to use something that ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
As that.
Yeah.
Like, and he still again. Let his dad see it through.
Yep.
So he used just that, and his dad that he used that as fuel to at least get through the stupid, and he knew he was out the door. He knew he was.
Yeah.
Vince knew.
And the way
Vince knew he was.
And the way, and that's the thing. Like they were talking about that in the Broken Skull sessions on how Cody left, and between that time and when he came back and that sit down with Vince, like you gotta watch it. I'd watch it over again just to watch it.
Did you guys know? According to Jimmy Smith, he didn't wrestle for 6 years. Oh wait.
You had to go. You had to go there.
I had to Jimmy Smith, but you're an idiot. And I would rather hear Byron.
Was he commentating last night, right?
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah. Well,
he had to be there. There wasn't any SmackDown matches.
Halfway through the match. Well, if you haven't seen Cody, who hasn't seen the bruised freaking pectoral muscle? Thank you. I think,
actually, to that point, I didn't even look. I was in I want to see this. In fact, Hannah was in the shower. I ran in going, and she, and I ran away. Like that was, oh my God.
But Jimmy Smith got
ran over.
For those of you who don't know, I mean, as the match is going on, you could see that pec from like a mile away. Like,
and it was growing. It was better. But he's put together so much stuff. And again, never mind, we're talking about the injury for so much. I mean, Seth's still coming out in the polka dots regardless. That
was great. Yeah. Great storytelling. And the cowbell. And
I'm saying like that. He wears Cody's jacket and beats him with the, the black and yellow polka dotted weight belt with, visionary on it, or whatever the hell he wrote on it. Who cares at this point? It was Dusty's black with yellow polka dots thing. That's all I cared about. And the bull rope that Cody pulled out as an homage, like all that stuff was still planned. You know what? We're doing it, but I don't care. We're doing it.
What? And he hit Rollins right in the head to hear the
like they did it good, but he pulled that out, the weight belt, the kendo sticks to it, and granted, all you had to do like that, but he took a kendo stick right to it, and he stood in there. And when Dan was texting, he's like he was commenting on the Facebook post, and he still could have heard something else, like, but they could.
There's nothing else there to
it's not attached.
Yeah. They were probably pushing on.
I love you, I love you, Dan. Like what? And I've really said, like, but with how much they beat themselves into the dirt, but they can tear something else at any time. Like, from what the doctors said, but it's gone. What now? It's just your muscle supporting it, and he has enough muscle supporting it. But they did so much, and again, having everything. I mean, Cody took so much to include that table. I'm saying, he's not going. He is. Just boom. Like, I know what I'd be doing right now.
Yeah.
And Cody countering the pedigree that Seth tried with his own pedigree. Cody getting hit with the crossroads and immediately popping up and hitting one of his own.
That was cool.
Yeah. Like Seth, getting, kicking out. And then I didn't like Seth getting up after the double crossroads and staggering so fast. Yeah. It's supposed to be his finisher. He hit two. He shouldn't be up 10 seconds later staggering. But to get the sledgehammer shot to, go full circle, close it off, I fully got it for the story.
Yep.
Seth popping right back up after two, though. Like, I thought it could have just been one and he gets back up and staggers, or Cody should have just hit his three and pinned him. That's just me, because that three thing is his new thing. But that was still, like, the man didn't have a pectoral tendon.
Yeah.
And they still put on a better match than anyone on the card. And the guy had one arm. He was a one-armed man.
Yeah.
In a boxing match. Let's put that, not an asking contest. In a punching contest. In a let's swing a kendo stick in a steel chair contest.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call that contest necessarily. An old hardcore title match. Before the W24 ever did 24/7, 7-Eleven, I-95. Whatever the hell Truth's going to throw into the end of it whenever he gets his baby back.
Yeah.
God damn it. But like I'm sorry, that was just for him to put on the best match of the weekend the whole time with one arm. And all the story that they still fit into it. And all this, like, who the hell was going to have that injury and be like, let's pull out the bull rope and have me hit a million crossroads and throw me through a table and just do the weight belt and the kendo stick.
Like when
it's just who.
And that's the thing. Like when he got the bull rope out, I was just expecting him to whip the shit out of Rollins, but like he put it on and just the emotion telling Rollins, put it on, like.
And the emotion that Seth put in there, don't worry, I wrote that in there. Like in my actual hand notes, I was like, what?
Yeah.
The emotion that they built just with him strapping that bull rope on and yelling at him to put it on, and how good Seth sold all of that. What? Like that match, they had everything. They had the emotion, they had the moves. They didn't overly do it, even with him being crippled somehow, with what they were doing, which was overdoing with what state he was in. They still didn't overdo anything. And for anyone picking on Cody, guess what? We've kept the language really good so far. You're actually a piece of shit.
Agreed.
You're welcome. What? I'm finally the one to break it this time. You're a piece of shit. Someone actually said they're going to do something, had a freak accident happen lifting weights, and said, screw what? What? I got it. What?
I can still punch somebody with one arm. That's fine.
What? If he'd still do crossroads with that broken thing. Like, sorry, well, he went out there.
I mean, a muscle tear is different from something broken. Like,
yeah, but guess what?
There's nothing there. You can still lift something when you have a torn muscle.
Torn tendons, you can. Torn muscles. Torn muscles, you're screwed. Torn ligaments
ligaments. My bad.
No, it's just tendon. It wasn't a ligament. It was just pectoral tendon.
True.
Don't worry, I have multiple partially torn ligaments, and guess what, everyone? I deployed on it. And I lived on a gunner's platform going on my knees through garbage roads like Graveyard, which is the worst name ever for a road to ever put up. But then we're going to turn right on the Graveyard. Well, I could figure out why they made that name. But, why? There ain't a graveyard on it, by the way, boys and girls. There's not a graveyard on Graveyard. For anyone that's never been anywhere near Ramadi, which is pretty much all of you, it's in Iraq. There's not a graveyard on Graveyard. We just all die there. Heyo. And I did that on bum, and it sucked. Like there's days where getting out of bed with partially torn ligament sucks. To completely tear the tendon off the bone and still do that.
Yep.
Anyone talking what you're a piece of shit. There you go, Google. I threw 3 of them out there. I think that's actually pretty good. Justin normally drops like 3 F-bombs by now. But I finally waited till.
Hey, I've kept myself censored.
I did too until now. Talking it about what? I'm sorry. What the man
in the words of the Iron Sheik, in my own words, in the Iron Sheik, if you don't like Cody Rhodes, you can go.
Did he say that? I know he likes to tweet out good night and go yourself. I just sit there and laugh at it. Hannah and them just look at me like I'm stupid. I'm like, what else do you need in your life? What? Good night and go yourself. In all caps, which means he's the one type. Like he's hitting it twice just to make sure it stays there. With the Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, his Twitter. It's just half of it you're going, huh? And the other half it's just. Wow.
I would get a 15 by 17 printout of one of his tweets that involved go yourself and frame it and put it on my wall just because it's Iron Sheik.
I just want to keep retweeting it until suddenly he tells me to go myself. I'm like, what? I've arrived. What? We did it. What did you do? What? The Iron Sheik told me to go myself. What? I made it. What are you shooting for? I'm shooting for the Iron Sheik. Told me to go myself. I mean, that's really not a big career goal, but damn it, I haven't seen him tell Bruce Pritchard to go himself in a long time. He told Derek Jeter to go himself the other day. He's been really good, but yeah. Overall weekend, though, I mean, in your house, there were things that did better than we thought they would, but and the things we thought were going to be really good were, obviously really good. And again, I don't even like Gacy. I don't like. They told a great story like that.
Oh yeah,
in the ring and just building up to it, they did tell a good story. I just hate that inclusive, which There's a reason I watch wrestling. It's to get away from all of that. Not to have some idiot going with a bad haircut, looking like he got his, wrestling gear from like a shitty Spirit Halloween costume store for a priest, and he just took the cardboard out of his collar. Like, that's my problem.
That is a really good fucking analogy.
Hey, I'm on a roll, babe. I'm on a roll. This is my third show of the day. What? My brain is clicking. Oh, and Best Buy, someone's sending me spam Best Buy saying that my order is ready.
Nice.
I haven't made an order. So, hey, try to spam someone else. There's a public service announcement. Pretty much all of those are spam. So don't even click on them. Just delete them because they're just trying to rob you blind or hack into your stuff. We're going to give you a virus. Public service announcement brought to you in part by Wrestling Whiskey. We are here for you.
Oh. So let's talk about what did not happen and might happen tonight.
I swear to God, if I actually go out there and I start Raw from the beginning, so this beautiful woman sitting to my left can study for her exam to be behavioral tech, to work with, autistic kids and all them. Yeah. And be able to do all that, like be certified to, help them and do all this stuff, which I think is a very good thing. People, those people do need people that, fully there and understanding, know how to do with all that. And I turn on Raw and she's giving me the crazy eyes all night. And then he doesn't show up. You can't see my finger right now, but.
Well, I came across a comment.
Isn't always greener on the
I
other
came
side.
across a comment from one of the Bray Wyatt web pages I follow. So Twitter handles Wyatt.
It's
Wyatt
June 6th.
6.
I know.
6.
Yeah,
6.
Wyatt 6, June 6th. If he does not show up and maul. But the problem as we're there, it's a good way to close it out is with a Bray Wyatt thing. Would he go after Seth? I mean, and we know we can't have him lose if they're bringing him back. But who could take? I mean, Seth could take the L and keep going because it's Seth. But who would they stick him with? Or does he just show up and actually just beat the hell out of anybody? But just have him show up and just kill everyone. Not actually physically kill, for those that are slightly confused in the back. Fine. Air quotes for those not watching us. You should watch us because it's so much more entertaining. I mean, look at this wall. And look at him with his continuously changing backgrounds because he keeps making a new one every time we do this. He's not like, hold on, I'm doing this. And then he's cussing and swearing, and I'm just sitting here going, whatever. Looking at my phone, and, like he comes up with, he finds new ones every single time. The videos are great until you see my face. There's nothing you can do about that. Look at this beautifully bald head.
Oh, look at that, got the glow there.
Yep. And it's nicely, we're feeling the glow. Because we won't be feeling it on Monday nights anymore. You're welcome. He better show up. I'm sorry, after Aubrey, that would be literally the biggest work of all time.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and then there was a comment. What if Vince is paying Bray to keep with everyone? It's just think about it. What if Vince paid Bray Wyatt like $20,000 here? I'm going to have you tweet something tonight, so that way everybody watches my premium live event.
I'll give you $1 million
the whole way through.
I'll give you $1 million. What? Sorry, he's sitting there on his phone going, nailed it. Yeah, and I could see Vince doing that, but that would be the biggest. No offense to MJF, that's pretty good work.
Yeah, and they get the network involved.
No.
The network involved for pulling.
Yeah,
everything, replacing everything. Getting like.
But if he suddenly comes walking out like Roger, where's the lights twitch? Well, no. Because most people aren't on Twitter, so they won't even see any of his tweets or anything having like that mother. That'll be the exact words half the time. The lights, mother. He just shows up and just mauls everyone. Just backstage, and we just see a bunch of people just laid out all the time. You can even scatter some papers around people to make him look like it's Sean just kicking people as he walks down the hall.
Poor Stan.
Poor Stan. Yeah. Let's kick Stan. Stan! Actually, he says this. Boom! We're just. And no, by the way, on the post you made, I don't want to have a barbecue with DX because Mr. Fuji didn't show up. I want to have a drink with Stone Cold. Hell, put me on his net. Put me on the show.
Heck, we got a couple interactions on that one. I was quite surprised.
I will have a drink with Stone Cold any day. Original DX, I'd go hang out with him any day because that had to be just, oh my god. Isn't that Mr. Fuji? I love Mr. Fuji.
Even with the old DX, I wouldn't mind hanging out with Hunter, Sean, Kevin, and Hall.
Dear Liv, stop doing that. You're welcome. And I love Liv. She's come a long way recently.
Yes.
Look at her on Raw against Becky compared to 2 weeks later at day one. Holy shit, night and day. Completely different human being. No more of this, honey. Sorry. You don't rate. You've done nothing to rate. And you never will rate. Sounds like I'm talking to a Marine right now. You don't rate. When will I rate? Never. You will never rate. Why? Just like I never rate.
She'll be forever boot status.
God damn it. She's beautiful though, so. And she doesn't have watch me across her butt anymore. So apparently there's enough people commenting on social media going, don't worry, we are. Well, she took that away, but she's made a great improvement. Hopefully they do something with her again. Go back. If you think she's bad, go watch her first matches on NXT. Oh my god. She's happy to be there from New Jersey. I hate New Jersey. Don't yawn. Think like you did what I did this 3 times today. Now, this is like 5 hours of my life doing this. So this one's a good one because I swear to God, if that guy behind you doesn't show up, the whole world will actually have a stroke. Have a kitten? We'll talk like we're Brits. Have a kitten. There you go. I'll have a kitten because I don't like to say the H word.
No, in my dumb luck, he'll show up, and of course, I don't have cable right now. So all I know is I'm
telling you, get Hulu Live TV. It's $70, but everything's.
Well, I might as well just get my regular cable back.
Everything's on there though. Like old stuff. I mean, other TV shows in WWE, like. Granted, it's all different cable. Cable down here sucks. So Spectrum's like, hey, what? You can get both for $45. And I go and look, it's like, yeah, no, you can get the basic TV channels. It'll cost you an extra $80 a month. I'm like, well, what the? Oh, get both for $45 when I look online. I'm like, yeah, no, that'll cost you like $120. What the? So I stuck with Hulu with my 9 months of unlimited DVR, even though they delete things whenever they want to, like SmackDown the other day. I was like, cool. I'll watch it after I'm done talking to Justin. Yeah, I went back out there and suddenly it wasn't there anymore. That was cute. Good job, Hulu. Shout out to Hulu. You guys suck. At least your DVR service. If I delete it, I get it. But when I don't delete it and it's gone, I'm kind of pissed. When I try to delete something and it doesn't go away, I'm really pissed. But if he doesn't show up, someone, oh my God, what just him switching his Twitter handle was enough to make us go, okay, well, he's coming somewhere. Why he wouldn't have done it otherwise.
That's the thing, and it's verified. Like, you know how long it takes to get verified?
I mean, if you're already verified, I'm sure it's easier, quicker.
Unless he's just going to go by his last name, but that would make no sense because he's been advertising himself as his regular name. Like,
yeah, as Wyndham.
I don't know.
He's been Wyndham since literally the day after.
Yeah,
he got
it was unverified.
Released. I swear to God, he shows up, but I'll actually like it. Well, Vince, I'll like you if he shows up. I'll give you credit, why? Because you just fooled.
I will like Vince, and I will give him credit until he screws it up again with him.
Like, just let him do what he wants to do. What is the best thing you had going? And
when you have your favorite go-to veteran going, he needs to come home. He needs to come home. He needs to come home. And you're not bringing him home and you get rid of your second top tier merchandise selling attraction.
He needs to come home. Actually, yeah. But he needs to come home.
And if you think about it, how long was his merchandise up after he was gone? Think about it. Because
they got most of, like, if I remember correctly, a lot of it was gone right away. But then around Halloween, because
they brought it back.
I got my mask before you, and you got yours way cheaper than me. So we're gonna trade those one day, just because you're a dick. And if I waited 3 more days, I would have got it for way cheaper. But it's like, what? I want to make sure it's here. Why? Because everything else came really late, to include the pants, which came like 3 weeks late. But thankfully, Hannah had a pair of yoga pants. Sorry, my fat ass fit right in them. I did get I got the leather jacket though. That was cool. That came from across the planet, and I got that quicker than a pair of leggings from like Ohio.
I still have my old leather jacket from high school.
Oh, I have his with the tails down them and everything.
See, I just have regular. I'm not worried about. I'm not too worried about.
I walked around with that lantern, and there were people going like, "There he is again." And I had my beard all tucked up, which I don't even know how I'm going to do that this year because.
Oh, I found the striped pants.
Oh, I got them.
And I have the jacket. I have the mask now, and I did find a wig with dreadlocks.
Thankfully, I could just multi-braid my hair. Well, I win. I have the gift of hair, though. You're not there. But I'm not trying to pick on you for. You're a better person than I am. You weigh less than me. People like you more. So you have that on me. You got kids, wife, your health. I'm like Peter Griffin, according to his dad. You're a fat, stinking drunk. And then he falls over dead. That's pretty much my life in a nutshell. Thank you for laughing. I'm glad at least humored you. But that seems like a good ending way. They did a good job for the weekend. There's some botches on NXT. Corbin missed by a mile, but again, they had a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Mello and Grimes was great, and again, I've turned around on Grimes.
I would say overall,
I'd give them
a solid B.
Yeah, because there were so many, and that includes with all the stuff in the first 2 matches, like his Katana and Tony D's match. His guys. Yeah.
And that's not even me feeling. That's not even me feeling generous. That's like solid B, like no shit.
Yeah, because the stuff that was like there was the match. The first match had that stuff with Tony D's guys, but the match was still great regardless. It was a good story. Like, and the way Escobar sold everything was great.
Yeah,
Katana was the downfall.
Yeah, the overall census is great storytelling. Whether it was just wrestling, the storyline, or both of them together. That's my whole. If I had to wrap it up in one thing, like storytelling, was great.
Especially that guy behind me. Like there was again, even Madcap and Happy's told a good story. Theory and Ali didn't get too hokey.
Speaking of storytelling, a quick shout out Dan Stevens. That is a good idea. Have Mr. Rhodes there head down to NXT.
Be the commissioner and work with those guys. Like he could teach.
Yeah,
that would be good because we know he wouldn't get physical. We'd be waiting for him to suddenly show up on Raw and maul somebody. Like, unlike Samoa Joe, we're like, what? He's hitting somebody. He's hitting somebody. We all knew that. Like, that would be a good thing. So good job, Dan Stevens.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I wouldn't even need to see Cody on NXT. Just have him work with the talent down there. Have him be a coach.
Not the coach, but
a coach.
A coach. Make sure no one's getting confused and thinking I'm saying nice things about Jonathan Coachman, which I never will. Except for when he was dancing and singing and The Rock kicked him in the ass and shoved him out of the camera. That was good. That was actually great. Go find that.
Or when DX sprayed DX all over his pimply ass.
Yeah. That was good too. But overall, it was a good thing. I want to say thank you to everybody for watching and listening. Please, again, if you're listening, wherever you are, find YouTube and Rumble. Find the channels that are under the same name as this thing. Subscribe, like the video, and let us do a comment. Write a comment. Please write a comment. Just say something or subscribe at least so I know that you guys are actually listening all the way to the end. And everyone on Good Pods, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I see where we are. We are, I think it was in the 20-something overall, all time.
23rd.
all time on Good Pods this morning. Like I looked this. Oh, you look too? What? You haven't followed me on Good Pods, you dick. But 23rd all time.
I didn't even know there's a thing called Good Pods. So now I'll have to sign up.
Like from the picture I showed you, what we're good. 23rd, like we were in the 20s this morning, all time. And I only started putting it on there recently. So thank you to all of you. How about you keep sharing it out and telling people? Because I would love to beat Jim Cornette. Maybe he has a coronary on Vince.
I need to go grab a cheeseburger.
Extra mayonnaise. Hey, he liked it with extra onions, I believe it was, and extra mayonnaise. It wasn't extra pickles, because unless you're going to Subway, then please get extra pickles, because Subway pickles are delicious.
Yeah. Homemade ones are good too. I can't wait for jarring season.
Oh yeah, well, I live in jarring season. Let's go for just long enough to piss you off. Bugs don't even die. And follow Wrestling Ski on Twitter, because I share when I'm on here with Justin, Dan, the combination, anyone. The videos go up on there too, but the audio goes on there no matter what, just like the Facebook page at Wrestling Ski. And just please follow it there. Share everything out. I know there's some people that aren't on everything. Get there, share out the audio and the videos when I do them. It helps us out immensely. And subscribe to YouTube, Rumble, Good Pods, Amazon Music, Castbox, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, like it's everywhere. Audible, I do reckon. And help us out. Get it out to more people. And if you ever want to come on to talk wrestling, me and Justin, I'll do it. And I will force him to come on and talk wrestling with us.
Yeah, quick thing. I'm trying to get it in the works. It's not a guarantee. Mark Eaton, Keeping Time Collectibles. I follow the page. They got a lot of stuff going on at different events in Pennsylvania. This past Sunday, you could have saw Jim Duggan, IRS, $1 Million Man. I would love to get him on the show and just maybe 4 or 5 questions.
You're compensating him. I'm not. He shouldn't get compensation at that point. I'd be like, what? Well, how hard? What, you would ask him like real questions? I'd be like, how hard was it when you guys had the long ramp on Raw to tomahawk a beer all the way up there and managed to hit Stone Cold directly in the hand every time? Like how hard were, I know, dumb questions like that.
Like 3 to 5 questions, not, depending,
Like how hard was it to do that?
Yeah.
Why? Just curious why, because there were times when he was 100 yards away and you're just,
because one of these times when he's close enough and not too far away, I'd like to go up.
Yeah, he does events in Pennsylvania all the time, everybody.
Yeah, he's all over now. I used to do Saturday's Market in Elizabethtown, which was like 30 minutes for me, but they shut that down. So when something gets just close enough, because I don't know exactly where he's at, but he travels a lot, I would like to get with him and maybe we can do something, even if it's something over the phone, or I'm sure he's probably upkeeps with social media since they have a Facebook page.
I have no other words to get in. See, now I'm getting peanut gallery from the peanut gallery, live and in living color in tie-dye. And she's telling me to hurry up. So Justin will share out all of his things. He told Dan about one. We all saw one. Share it out to the page if he actually can. We'll figure out a way to get it on there so you could see him if you're anywhere near him, because he does a lot of events. After he shared it, I looked. But God bless you.
Thank you.
At least I have manners. But we'll be back. I'm going to try to get him on every week, at least one night a week, just talk about random stuff. Because talking about the current product just sucks. No offense to anyone. Most of the time, it's just so bad. Talking about old stuff like we used to and random lists of stuff would be fun. I'm going to force him to come on. Deal with it.
We could call it wrestling roulette.
Oh yeah. And we'll just carry it on. But that's where we'll leave it. So enjoy tonight. Please, God, let that guy show up. Give us something.
He'll show up because I don't have cable.
Roman's gone. Everyone, please, they need something. And I'll be back on Thursday, unless I catch up with him before then. So be good to each other. I'm sorry if everything sucks. Don't forget to share it out. Peace.